Hey, sitting in my car in my garage, and I have some things on my mind about Jesus and God. I have lately, for the past few years, been afraid of being challenged, afraid of my faith being challenged. So far, I have not experienced anything in life that challenges my faith. And perhaps God knows my faith. Perhaps He wants to test my faith. Um, Perhaps He wants to humble me because I've been kind of on my high horse lately and kind of just thinking all about me. See if I can get this looking better. And so I've been kind of in my own world, doing my own thing, not worrying about other people. Actually, being a little negative towards a lot of people, friends and family members. I tend to care for people very, very, very much, and when I don't feel like I'm getting that same feeling back, I I tend to just kind of shut them out. As in, well, why should I care and love you so much if you don't care and love me? Anyways, I feel like He could humble me, and perhaps it's not a test of faith. Maybe it's just given me a new perspective. So I start thinking about being afraid of the coming storms, the trials in life, being afraid. And it's always nice to think of God and say, well, He's by your side and He'll help you. And, we hear those things, we read those things, but in the end, I'm scared. And I think a lot of us are scared. And it's not just afraid of the trials, afraid of the coming storms in life, it's afraid of failing God and your faith wavering. So it's not just a storm which will provide, which will create earthly problems and issues, but it's just your faith being challenged. So I was driving home from the gym, and my car is still on. I'm driving home from the gym, and I'm thinking, maybe I need to look forward to the storms. Maybe I need to look forward to the trials as a way to get closer to God. I wish I could get closer to God without trials and storms. I think we all would. But it's very hard. I mean, it's only natural to pray a little bit more, or maybe a lot more, when things aren't going your way in life. And I keep telling myself, Wes, you need to pray and be thankful to God even when things are going wonderful, especially when things are going wonderful. But I tend to pray when things aren't going so well. And things aren't going very well for me. Nothing serious. Anyways, I don't want to get into my own issues, but I start thinking maybe I should look forward to the trials. Maybe I should look forward to opportunities to get closer to God. In the last election, when Trump didn't win, for a few days I was very, very depressed. Everybody was. For a long time, and many people are still depressed. But within a few days, I started thinking, wait a second. I have God, I have Jesus. These are earthly things. Yes, it's definitely a shame and too bad that he didn't get elected. But I started feeling like it was kind of like false idol worship because it was affecting me so much. And I felt like, well, what's Jesus thinking? Jesus is thinking, hey, you love me, be thankful, be happy. You have salvation. And so I realized that I was too bound to this earth. And it brought me closer to God. The election brought me closer to God, closer to Jesus. And it's tough because in a way I'm thankful the way the election went. Because if the election went the way I wanted it, I don't think I'd be this close to God, this close to Jesus. I don't think I would be. And that's too bad. I mean, certainly I want this country to flourish and prosper, but God, this is a country. This is a place we live in temporarily. This isn't our home for eternity. God wants us to be with him for eternity. So who cares a lot about what happens? Now, I know that sounds bad and people don't like that, but I mean, I do care what happens. I do care, but I have a little bit different perspective. And knowing that the 2020 election, it just brought me closer to God, And so I'm thinking about future storms as maybe an opportunity to get closer to God. Now, I'm not sitting welcoming future storms and trials. I'm not sitting there saying, hey, any day something horrible is going to happen and it's going to be a wonderful opportunity. But I need to look at it as an opportunity. If it happens, it's going to be an opportunity. It's not going to be some horrible thing that finally comes to fruition and tests my faith. I'm going to try to look at it as a wonderful, blessed opportunity, a gift from God to get closer to him. I wish I could get closer to him without trials, without storms, but it's so tough. And I know in the end, what God really wants is for us to be close to him, to have a relationship, to love him, to obey him. That's what God wants. And how he gets us to that point where we love him and obey him, he can do whatever he wants to get us to that point. It's not like he says, well, I want you to love me and obey me, but I want your life to be wonderful at the same time. If your life should be wonderful in loving and obeying him. That's how it should be, not two different things. I love and obey God, and I also happen to have a wonderful life. No, if you happen to have a wonderful life, that's good, but you need to give credit where credit is due. And you have a wonderful life because of God, because he has allowed it, because he has blessed you. And if you have a horrible life, then you just have to look at it as, hey, these are opportunities to grow so close to him. Perhaps some people that go through trials and tribulations, perhaps they might be a little luckier than people, a little more blessed, I guess, than people who everything goes well for them. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. I just need to start looking at these future storms that are on the horizon as a way to strengthen my resolve, a way to strengthen my faith. That when a storm comes, it will go by and I will still be standing there strong. And then when the next storm comes, I will be even stronger. And I need to look at it that way. And Jesus is going to make me strong. He's going to make me strong. Even if Jesus is the one that brings the storms, I will be stronger. My faith, my obedience will be stronger. And in the end, when I die, hopefully Jesus will say, "Well done. Well done." And it's not fun to think that God would put you through storms on purpose. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. What matters is having faith in him to weather the storm, to make it through it, to come out of the storm stronger, with a deeper faith, with a deeper obedience. That's what the 2020 election did for me. So I have mixed emotions about that. Yes, it was too bad, but at the same time, I don't know if I would have ever have gotten this close to Jesus. So I'm going to try to not worry about the upcoming storms, even though I'm human and I will. I'm going to try not to. I'm going to try to look at it as, bring it on. My faith in Jesus is way stronger than any storm. It's like one comment, there was a YouTube comment, and I think other people have said this comment. It's okay to tell Jesus how big the storm is. But it's also okay to tell the storm how big Jesus is. It's okay. I think either one of those is okay. Because it's okay to come to Jesus when we're in a storm. But I think what Jesus ultimately wants is for us to tell the storm how big Jesus is. For us to tell the storm how strong we are in our faith, and that nothing can shake us. I think that's what Jesus wants. I think that is one of the goals. He loves us. He will be there for us through the storm. And he's there with us through every storm. But sometimes we don't know if he's with us through the storm. I think he wants us to get to a point where we know he is with us without a doubt. He is with us in the storm. Almost as if we don't even need to pray, because we know that he is with us. Anyways, I'm just going to try to change my perspective on future things that could happen. And maybe this helps. Just some thoughts. I'm gonna think about this, hopefully pray about it, and see if I can focus these thoughts. But maybe they'll help you too. Okay, so this video is for family members and anybody who ever watches this. I love you all, and I love Jesus. So anyways, thank you.